One concept idea, and today I want to talk about the importance of using a case study for you to have an effective environmental risk management. Very, very important. So, first of all, why do you need a case study? So, I'm conscious of the fact that, as I mentioned to you, I think it was a couple of videos before that, whether you're moving from one area to the other, from one country to the other, one technology to another, you know, those standards or those obviously tools could be different. It may not be exactly the same. So I'm sure you sometime will be listening to people like myself, providing some advices and then going and wanting to apply those advices into your specific project, specific area. But you're struggling to some extent to find out so how to do it. So that's why I believe having a case study could be really, really useful because that case study hopefully will be coming directly from the line of operation where you are at, in the industry where you are at, from industry close to what you currently doing. So you want to be looking at this case study and look at, okay, how have they been applying those those tools that I've learned about, those rules, the regulations, those standards that I've learned about. How did they break it down into, yeah, and how can I learn from it? So my question to you is, if you want to be doing an effective environmental risk management, do you have such a case study? Yeah. In case you don't have such a case study, can you find out from the wider internet, yeah, or the wider knowledge uh, pool, that's pools, I would say, that you have at your availability. So can you find it somewhere there? So how can you tap into that to look at it? So for me, you need to be really proactive as opposed to just having been reactive. So as a management, that's what you want to be. You want to be looking at, what can I do? What have other people have done? And what was the outcome that they had when they had such a proactive approach, as opposed to just being reactive, looking at what's coming up on us and just, finding out, this is how we need to do things just because we've been waiting, we've been very, very reactive. Proactivity for me, it is very, very important. You want to look as well at what are the overcoming challenges that potentially that could be facing, and you'll find all of that when you're taking one example that applies to your industry from a company that you know or you heard about or similar to what you're doing, and then seeing how would it apply to me? How could I use that to now take forward, right? Because I talked about the environmental impact assessment. It could be something daunting because it's linked to regulation, and some regulation could be quite complex. Yeah. So how do I simplify that into something that makes sense? Because if you don't do that, you're also going to expose yourself to all sort of experts that are going to come to you, say, hey, we're going to get it done for you, but guess what, you're going to end up so much money and still not achieving the outcome that you want. That is what is good, usually, to start with an example in mind that you want to emulate. And if you don't have that example, you may want to be reading to find out what are cases that I could see outside that could apply to what I'm doing. And how can I now take those cases, take those learning and apply that to me? And don't be afraid to tap into, obviously, to work with some, I would say, uh professional consultants, expert that will help you, that will guide you along the way. But you got to be doing that. But you want to have a benchmark. You want to have an example, a reference point you're working towards, and this is what those case studies are here for. So initially, I was thinking about bringing to your case study, but I thought no. That means not be the right thing to do because, as I say, industry could be different, sectors are different, even within renewables energy, very different. Solar, wind, biomass, not the same. Hydro, not the same exactly. Definitely, hydro is another ball game. If you're talking about environmental impact assessment, yeah, another ball game. Yeah. So that's what I want to say. So find that case study and move forward. Hopefully, give you an idea of how you can tackle that. Yeah. So just as usual, just let me know. So drop a comment. So let me know what you think about our one day one concept idea, how we can improve it. And the year is still young. I want to hear from you to make sure that we can make it the best show in the morning for you to sort of brighten up your mind and give you the desire to learn even more about renewables. Okay, I wish you a very good day and I see you tomorrow for the last day of one day, one concept idea, Friday. Take care. Bye bye.